Okay, good afternoon, y'all. Happy Halloween and things. On today's lesson, I want to talk to y'all about narrative writing. Do you guys know what that is?
No, actually. A little bit.
No? What do you think it is, Cody?
Narrative, so probably talking about the writer or the reader.
It's basically just telling a story. So you know how like the narrator is the person telling the story? The narrative is basically a story that you're writing, and it can be about anything that you want it to be about. I'm going to skip the do now for today. That was actually, we're not entirely skip it, but we're going to use that question as the do now. I'm going to pass out these, which explains to you a little bit more about what narrative writing is. Feel free to take a look at it and then ask any questions if you have any. I'm going to play a short video about this. I'm gonna put it.
Hello and welcome back to another Touring Teacher lesson video. Today we're going to be doing some more writing, and you have come along to part 1 on how to write a narrative. Now part 1 is all about what actually is a narrative, and we're going to go through what are the types of things that you would include in your narrative to make it the best one here. Let's get started. What is a narrative? A narrative is a story. The goal is to write something that will engage and entertain your readers. The narrative story can be about something real or something made up. A narrative follows a character. A narrative is a story that goes in order. There's always something that goes wrong that needs to be resolved. Okay, so now that we know what goes in a narrative, or what are the different types of things we need to be thinking of, I've got an example that I wrote for you guys, just a short narrative or a short story, and then we're going to have a look at what are the different language features and other...
Okay, did y'all have any questions based off of the video?
No.
Okay. So everybody, your task is going to be to create your own narrative. Today, we don't have to do that. It won't be due today, but I have a template. Sir, please. Today, I have a template, and I just want you guys to think of like a title and stuff like that, all right? Okay. Think of a title, think of what you want it to be about, any characters' names, anything like that. I actually do need y'all to fill these out.
Jack Frost.
Please. Jack Frost is a good one.
What's the name of the title of Jack Frost?
The movie that Jack Frost is in? Isn't it like something about Guardians or something like that? I don't remember.
Guardians of the Winter?
Maybe that's what it was. But you could do that. I have to... actually...
It was called Classic. Right home.
What?
Jingle all the way?
Is it that one?
It just says Jack Frost.
I'll actually be right back. I left some stuff. Okay, so like we normally do, we're going to go over some vocabulary words before I give you guys some other things to go with your assignments. So our vocabulary words are narrative, plot, protagonist, dialogue, antagonist, point of view, context, conflict, theme, characterization, and sensory details. Are any of those words familiar?
Say them again.
Narrative, plot, protagonist, dialogue, antagonist.
Oh,
Have you heard of any of these words?
yes, all of them.
Okay, so what is a protagonist?
Protagonist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's either, protagonist is either, not main character, villain? Or
Protagonist is usually the hero or the main character.
I was finna say both of them.
And the antagonist would be the
villain.
There we go. Conflict, what's that?
Oh, a fight. Or
Not
climax, right?
No, the climax and the conflict are not exactly the same. The conflict is what the story is trying to solve, or like the problem that needs to be fixed in it.
Okay.
And then we have characterization, which is basically like how the characters are being described, what they look like, and things like that. The plot, y'all know what that is already?
Yes.
Come on, hit me out, Cody.
The plot, like the beginning, the first, and the end. Not the plot.
That right, not
That's
the plot.
not the plot.
That's not the plot.
The plot is like what's going on.
Yes, precisely. Okay, so for y'all's, after you guys fill out this template to get it together, I need you guys to come up with only 3 paragraphs for this. A paragraph is how many sentences?
5.
Okay, it could be 5. It can also be as little as 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have some writing prompts because I realized that helped you guys last time, so I'm going to pass those around as well. It's a little too zoomed in, so my apologies for that, but you guys can use these sentence starters to help you guys structure your narrative. It will not be due today, but I would like to see some progress before we leave. I'm going to give you guys some time to work on it by yourself, and then I'll walk around to see if you guys need any assistance or have any questions. Okay, so guys, since we're doing a narrative writing, here's a sample for you guys to look at. Here you see the title. You see each paragraph is not indented, but they have a space in between the paragraphs. You can either leave about a finger in front of each one, or you can leave a space in between each one. Now, each paragraph has at least 3 to 5 sentences, and this first paragraph we call the introductory paragraph. All right, guys? So in the intro paragraph, it says, I was in gym class when my teacher suggested we go outside and play softball. As we made our way to the field, my stomach slowly turned into a giant knot of fear. So just based off of that first one, we can kind of tell what this story is going to be about. So now it says, softball is not just my game. I have a knack for always getting hit in the head by the ball. It just doesn't matter where I'm standing, the ball just seems to find me. My teammates gave me a glove and put me way out in the left field. I didn't complain. I just wanted to make sure I knew when gym class ended so I wouldn't be left behind. Nothing happened in the first 3 innings. Well, things happened, but not in my little part of the softball field. I started daydreaming. Next thing I knew, I heard the sound of a ball whizzing through the air. I put my glove up to protect my head, and an amazing thing happened. I caught the ball in my glove. Not only did I catch the ball, but I helped my team. I was a hero to my classmates for the rest of the day, as I learned something. Thank you. Yours? Huh? Yeah. As I learned something, I may not always see the flying balls that come my way, but I can always take a chance and try to catch one. So this is an example of a narrative writing up there, and yours is going to look a little bit similar to this. Okay, so for this assignment, for your narrative writing, I have printed out some prompts and some sentence starters, but you can also go ahead and write about whatever you want. Some of these are good, so I'm just going to give you an example based off of one of the prompts, and then I'll also use some of the sentence starters just so you guys can get a feel of how to do it when you guys are working on your own. So it says, describe a time when you had to make a decision that changed everything, or tell about a time that you felt completely out of your comfort zone. So we could do this one, a time that you felt completely out of your comfort zone, and I like this one, this beginning, it all started when. So it all started when, get on this board. It all started, I was accepted. This marker does not work. Oh my goodness, it's like you can barely see it. Oh, I need to get some more dry erase markers. I'm just gonna say it, but you guys can, like, if you need me to write it down or print it out for you guys and give it to you guys next class period, I can do that. But you can say, so if we're describing the time I felt uncomfortable, it all started when I was accepted into the foreign exchange student program. When I was 16, I was accepted into a CTAE program that got me sent to France. I was overjoyed and excited, but super nervous. That is a good introductory paragraph. It allows the reader to understand what they're about to get into as they are reading. And then you can go from there, and then each paragraph you need to support the things that you say in the introductory. Any questions? That's not your own story. That is the internet story.
It's not.
I'm trying to tell y'all, if I was actually y'all's teacher, y'all would fail.
I know.
Y'all would fail, straight zeros. Use your brain, not AI, your brain, Cody. Your mind. You can't be using the internet all the time.
I don't.
I mean,
You do.
I just need the title. I did the rest of this.
Think of one. And it doesn't have to be due today, which means you don't have to think of it today. I would like it Monday so that I can have the sample. Yes, ma'am. What'd you say?
Then you just want me to use the title?
Money? Sure, you can write a story about money, love. And I'm going to help you.
You want me to just use the title then?
You can use the title. But everything else, I really need you to use your own brain, not the internet's brain. Please. It strengthens our own personal servers, our own personal brains when we're able to do things without always having to run to it. AI is an amazing tool, and I'm not saying that it's not, but it cannot always be used for certain things. The older you get when you're in college, they really will fail y'all for that. Like, you know, if you want to go to college. What was I doing? I just got distracted. Okay. What are some of y'all's favorite stories? Overall.
Don't have one.
You don't have one?
No.
You read books, you don't have a single favorite story,
No,
not
I
a
just
favorite
read 'em.
movie, not
I
a
just
favorite...
read them.
Dogman.
Nothing.
Dogman? What's
Nothing
that about?
favorite. I just read them.
It's a comic.
It's a comic? What's it about? I mean,
Oh,
what's it
it's
about?
a man body in a dog head.
Okay. Jamon, you have a favorite story? One more time?
Me.
Normani? You like the singer?
No. Talking about her book. Right.
Oh, okay. About Lil Ronnie. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll show y'all some. Okay, so on yours, you said you're writing it about Romani, and you're gonna just call it Romani. Do you want to say the life of or the story of Romani, or you just want the title to just be her name?
The story.
Okay. And remember, if it's a title, everything has to be, the first letter of each word has to be capitalized. There we go. The life. You're missing a word. The life. Good job. Okay, so G, what's that? G Money?
G Dollar.
G Dollar, that was his name? Okay, and Lil Ronnie. Those are the characters. The setting is a crime scene, okay? The conflict or problem, they both. So, in the tense of this sentence, instead of was shot and killed, it would be were. You know how to spell were?
W-E-R-E.
Yes, ma'am.
I know how to spell.
I was just asking. I see you know how to spell. Spelling queen. That's why you doing what this year?
Graduated.
Okay. Okay. So, beginning, their funeral was held, 5-year-old killed, Slappy's Express, car wash, the shooting occurred. Okay, so this is not exactly the beginning, middle, and end, okay? So we want to start off, we're going to use the back of this. So you got to start off before they passed away. So in the beginning, you said she was with her dad, right? So, Ronnie, nope, that's not her name. Romani, and was Ronnie her dad? And her, go ahead. You can either put dad, you can put father, whatever. They were at a car wash, right? Since you're making this based off of a true story, you could also start, this is one place to start because this is the beginning of this instance that you're talking about that you want to write your story about. But you could have also started by telling us a little bit about her. Like, do you know how old she is?
She's 5.
She was 5. Okay. You can, so your next sentence could be, Romani was, you can say how old she was. And then you can use other words to describe her. Like, you know, you have to give the readers a good idea of the characters. So how old she is. You can even tell us about her race or ethnicity. You could tell us different things about her personality if any of that information is available when you do your research, okay? All right. Okay, so on yours, you said you're writing it about Romani. You're going to just call it Romani? Do you want to say the life of or the story of Romani, or you just want the title to just be her name?
The story.
Okay. And remember, if it's a title, everything has to be, the first letter of each word has to be capitalized. There we go. The life. You're missing a word. The life. Good job. Okay, so G, what's that? G Money?
G Dollar.
G Dollar, that was his name? Okay, and Lil Ronnie. Those are the characters. The settings are crime scene. Okay. The conflict or problem, they both. So in the tense of the sentence, instead of was shot and killed, it would be were. You know spell were?
Don't use ERE.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not skilled.
I was just asking. I see you. You're not a spelling queen. That's why you do what this year? Judges. Okay. Okay. So beginning, their funeral was held. 5-year-old killed. Slappy's Express. Car wash. The shooting occurred. Okay, so this is not exactly the beginning, middle, and end. Okay. So we want to start off. I'm gonna use the back of this. So you got to start off before they passed away. So in the beginning, you said she was with her dad, right? So Ronnie. Nope, that's her name. Romani. And was Ronnie her dad? And her. Go ahead. You can either put dad, you can put father, whatever. They were at a car wash, right? Since you're making this based off of a true story, you could also start, this is one place to start because this is the beginning of this instance that you're talking about that you want to write your story about. But you could have also started by telling us a little bit about her. Like, do you know how old she is?
She's 5.
She was 5. Okay. You can, so your next sentence could be, Romani was, and you can say how old she was. And then you can use other words to describe her. Like, you know, you have to give the readers a good idea of the characters. So how old she is. You can even tell us about her race or ethnicity. You could tell us different things about her personality if any of that information is available when you do your research, okay? All right.